Good morning all of you. Now we are starting anxiety disorder. This is the first disorder of our course. Okay, anxiety disorder can be good or bad. It can be good for us until it motivates us. It is considered to be bad when it is distressing us or it causes distress to us. Because of this distress, we are unable to lead our life. Okay, unable to lead our life properly. Working of our life properly is very important, and if we are not able to do this, means it is one of the least dysfunctional. Okay, if the life of an individual becomes dysfunctional, then it is considered to be a disorder. The main common anxiety symptoms are palpitation, choking, feeling of a fear. Okay, you can get nausea. You can have a fluctuating BP, or your heart rate may change, or you may suffer from diarrhea or frequent urination. When a person is having anxiety, he may go for a frequent urination, and maybe he is not having, but he is having the feeling. Okay, right? This causes anxiety. These are the common symptoms of anxiety. But anxiety is of 4 types. Anxiety disorders are of 4 types. First is GAD, generalized anxiety disorder. Okay, generalized anxiety disorder is a disorder which has a prolonged, vague and unexplained fear. Now in this, there is no intense fear, but you will say, oh, I am not feeling okay. There is something that I am not feeling that it is 100%. You will not be able to explain that fear. Okay, that is always prolonged. It will be little bit time taking. You won't say कि अभी हुआ और अभी GAD है, ठीक है? किसी इंसिडेंट के बिना, without any incident, unexplained. That means unexplained. And vague, you don't have a specific object. Whereas phobia and panic has an object, but GAD do not have a specific object. Now, what will happen? You will feel the fear. You will be vigilant. Why you will be vigilant? Because you will be always looking out. What are the issues? What is the source of your fear? You will be trying to find out what is the source of the fear. Because it is unexplained. You don't know what is the object of your fear. So you will be always on the lookout. And it will cause motor tension. Motor tension, why? Because your body will be always in the category of fight and flight. Okay, your body will be aroused and there will be a sense of uneasiness in your body, and it will cause motor tension. That means your body will have physical problems. Okay, next is panic disorder. Panic attack or disorder is an attack which is triggered by a specific trigger. ठीक है, कोई भी हो सकता है trigger. I am not saying the same thing will trigger your fear response. Maybe you have a fear of a bearded person. Some beard person has done something wrong with you. Okay, then you will have a fear related to that person. But a similar looking guy with a beard can also offer your trigger of that anxiety. Okay, then supposingly your panic starts with the fear of being lonely. Okay, and if somebody in your family member says that yes, we are going for an outing, we all are going for an outing, and you will be remaining alone in next week. That person is thinking about that loneliness, about those 4 days when he will be lonely, and that thought, that knowledge can trigger your response of fear. Okay, and it can cause your panic attack. So the information is a trigger of that feeling of loneliness, and it can cause a panic attack. Okay, so this is always triggered by some presence of stimuli. Next, this is an intense terror. This fear captures your body, mind and soul. Okay, you will have a feeling that somebody is choking you. Okay, you will not be able to breathe. That is why there will be breathlessness. Your heart rate will increase. Your palpitations will be wavered, and there will be feeling that as if I am dying. Okay, and because of all this you are not able to breathe, there will be also a feeling of nausea. See, anxiety attack or the panic attack will be different for different individuals. The more that level it is, the more it will affect your body. Okay, the more intense will be the panic attack. Like there is a heart attack, there is a panic attack, and you can't overlook it. The people have to go to the hospitals because of these panic attacks, because they are not able to control. Some people, because of this panic attack, can have a regular coughing. Okay, till their panic attacks is there, they start coughing and they don't stop, and it is very intense coughing. So this can be of any type. Next is phobia. Phobia is irrational and intense fear. Irrational why? Irrational means that there is no rational cause of the fear. आपके साथ ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ जिसकी वजह से आपको ये fear, इतना intense fear आपको महसूस होना चाहिए, right? Because there is no rational cause of this fear, that is why it is called irrational. Okay, and this is intense because a person is not able to work properly because of this fearful condition. What will happen? Because of this, there are three types of phobia: specific phobia, agoraphobia, and social phobia. Specific phobia is related to specific object, like it can be of height, okay, it can be of dog, it can be of water, hydrophobia, or cancer, cancerophobia, right? Agoraphobia is a phobia which is related to the new situations. A person is not able to go into the new situation. Because of this phobia, a person will not be able to change his schools, will not be able to change his occupation or job premises, and slowly and steadily he will stop going to the marketplaces, he will stop going to the marriage or any other event where he is called. Okay, the new situations will make him uncomfortable, and if it goes untreated, it will become so intense, the person will be fearful of going out of his home. Okay, because outside the home it is everything new. Okay, now last is social phobia. It is about the meeting new people. In every situation, in everyone's life, a person has to meet new people. If because of the social phobia, the person will not be able to change the friends. Okay, and because of this social phobia, he will take the same course as his friends are taking, because he has this fear of the new people, and he will be try to surround himself with the old friends only. So he will go into that occupation where friends are going, he will go into that college or the course where his friends are going. That means his life will be restricted. Slowly and steadily, because of the agoraphobia and the social phobia, the person will remain in the familiar people only. He will not change his employees, or wherever he is, he will try to remain there only, because he is comfortable with the group which he is in. So we should not let it go untreated. Okay, but if it is left untreated, the person will be restricted to his home. Okay, in both the cases, because of the new situation, because of the new people. Now last anxiety disorder is SAD. It is separation anxiety disorder. It is basically in the children. Okay, whenever the children are separated from their child care person or mother, right? Then he feels that there is an anxiety inside him, and he may have mood swings, he may show temper tantrums, he may have hurt himself. Okay, there is a condition. This condition is always present when the person, the caretaker, is not in the level of eyesight. The person is outside his eye level. Okay, in that case, the child feels full of anxiety. Okay, and he starts hitting himself also. Sometimes he pushes his head at the back, or he beats himself, he cries a lot, and there is a whole disruption. So in separation anxiety disorder, children cannot leave their parents and cannot be able to go to the school, attend the school without their parents. The parents have to be near them. It may be anyone. It can be nanny, it can be grandmother, it can be mother. Any person who is taking care of that child. Okay, that child develops an affection towards that person, and because of that there is a separation anxiety disorder. OCD is also known as obsessive compulsive disorder. Okay, obsessive compulsive disorder is a disorder related to the thinking and the doing. Okay, in this there are two parts, main parts: obsessive behavior and compulsive behavior. Obsessive behavior means that a person is not able to stop thinking. Okay, the person is unable to stop thinking about a particular thing. Whatever is affecting him, he is unable to stop thinking. Compulsive behavior, if the person is not able to stop doing the behavior, stop repeating the behavior. Now this OCD is sometimes caused due to some trauma. Okay, supposedly a person has gone through a very bad event, he or she has been harassed. Okay, he feels or she feels dirty, and for that behavior, because of that incident, he may feel dirty and he or she may go on thinking that I am dirty, I have to get myself clean. So that kind of a thought that is being repeated is an obsessive thought, and because of this obsessive thought, what that person can do, that person can have a compulsive behavior of getting clean. Okay, he may wash his hands again and again, he may take their bath again and again. Okay, so this kind of a behavior will cause him distress and he is unable to relax. Whenever he is having the thought and whenever the person has done the behavior, then only he will be able to relax. Next, related disorder is when the both are present in a person, then it is known as obsessive compulsive disorder. And one of the related disorder is trichotillomania, which is related to the hair pulling. This hair pulling can start with an event where the person is pulling the hairs of somebody else. But when this hair pulling exceeds and person picks his own hair from his body or hair, then this is known as trichotillomania. Because of this trichotillomania, a person may have bald patches on his head, okay, or his body, okay. Hoarding is a disorder where a person can't part with the things. It gets to such an extreme level that a person can't even throw away the garbage or the figures or anything old, broken, anything. The whole house is full of the garbage and the person is not able to part with it. When this happens, he is living in a very unhealthy atmosphere and it can cause lots of distress. Okay, and the other people who are normal will not be able to live with that kind of a person. Next is excoriation. Excoriation is skin pricking, chuti marna. Okay, the person may start very small, child can start with pricking others, but that becomes an OCD when he pricks himself. Okay, and in such a state that he can have ulcers on his body or kind of injure himself. There are red patches, blue patches, there are blood on his face and the body. That means he is hurting himself by pricking his own skin. Okay, it is equally there in boys and girls. So OCD has 5 major components: obsessive behavior, compulsive behavior. When both are present, it leads to obsessive compulsive disorder. Next is trichotillomania, next is hoarding and excoriation. Let's understand this with a diagram. See, intrusive thought of negative events. There is a negative event that is related to these thoughts. Okay, you will not feel, oh, something good is going to happen. You will have a negative thought that if I counted, for example, counting problem. A person is unsure about the things that he has counted. For example, if a person is a teacher, she will count the copies again and again. If she is a housewife and she is giving the clothes for pressing, then what he is ironing. And what she will do, she will count the clothes 3 to 4 times, and then also afterwards she will call the person and say, "Kitte the bhaiya?" Right? Because she is unsure. and about the things that he or she has given. So this is an intrusive event, the intrusive thoughts of negative event, that I have not counted well, or I have not done the things well, the things are unclean. Okay, when there is a cleanliness disorder, then the person will clean everything daily. Okay, and she will have this feeling that the things are not clean. So because of this, there will be distress. Because he is not able to control his negative thoughts, with not being in control of everything around him or her, he will have distress. This distress, to reduce this distress, there will be a repeated behavior that are believed to be relieve him, okay, of this distress. अब कैसे करेगा? जो काउंटिंग वाला बंदा है, जो सोच रहा है काउंटिंग गलत है, he will repeatedly do the counting. The person who is thinking that the things are not clean, he or she will repeatedly clean it. Okay, and because of this there will be temporary relief. तो जिस चीज़ से हमें आराम मिल रहा है, तो हम उसको रिपीट करेंगे ना. This temporary relief reinforces the compulsive behavior. ये ट्रिगर करता है, जो हमें रिलीफ मिलती है वो ट्रिगर करता है कि भाई अब तो हम ये वाला बिहेवियर दोबारा करेंगे, उससे हमें शांति मिलती है, चाहे वो थोड़ी देर के लिए ही हो. So this is very important. Okay, students? Trauma-related disorder. Trauma and related disorder has three disorders, mainly post-traumatic stress disorder, adjustment disorder, and acute stress disorder. Here you will only remember the names. Okay, we will come to the PTSD. Post-traumatic stress disorder is caused due to the natural calamity. Okay. It can be caused by the war or violence or any kind of a problem, any kind of a trauma that a person faces. For example, if a person has been involved in the war and he has seen many people dying, it can affect him. When he comes back to the living, to the normal people, he may be talking to the people like he is reliving that stress, okay, reliving that past. The main symptoms are flashbacks. Flashbacks means that you are reliving the traumatic experiences. Okay, because of this, a person may have nightmare. Okay, and he will not remember the dreams. Whatever the dreams he is having, he will not remember. Next, the most important thing is he will not be able to sleep properly. Okay, and because of all these things, he will be having the emotional numbness. Emotional numbness means that a person is not feeling appropriate emotionally. He or she is not feeling that kind of emotions that a normal individual have. Okay, for example, a person has been the part of the natural calamity. For example, Meenakshi River, where the cloud has burst in the Uttarakhand. Those people who have came back, they had a survival guilt. That why we have lived and the others have died. Okay, because they have seen their loved ones flowing in the river or dying. So they will have the survival guilt. Okay, they were having flashbacks. That means they were reliving the incident that happened with them. They may have the nightmares also, and because of this they are not able to feel emotionally. People tell them good news, they don't react. If people tell them the bad news, they don't react. For PTSD, a person, the people who are coming from the wars are going through the camp. Okay, they need to have verification from psychologists. Okay, they need to go to the psychologist, they need to have a word with them, they need to have a proper counseling, and after that there is a rehabilitation. Okay, when we are talking about war, if they are the soldiers, they don't need rehabilitation, they are getting good salary and all. But if we are talking about the natural calamity, they are already distressed. So we need to provide them with the resources, and that is why the government provides them with the resource packages. Okay, because we need to rehabilitation. And then we have to counsel them. Okay, we have to look out again. जो चला गया है उसको हमें दोबारा से पूछना पड़ेगा, दोबारा से उसका फॉलो अप करना पड़ेगा. This counseling is known as follow up. Once a person goes and lives his life, he may not tell you that he is suffering from PTSD or he is having the symptoms, but we have to follow up that person and make sure that the person is okay. Otherwise, there will be extreme reactions and a person will not be able to live properly, okay, and function properly. So PTSD is very important. Somatic symptom unrelated disorder. In this disorder, there is a physical complaint of an individual, but there is no organismic cause. No organismic cause means there is no biological cause that explains the extent of the symptoms. That does not mean that a person that he is saying is a liar. Okay, he is feeling that symptom, he is experiencing that symptom. But the problem is when we go for the medical inquiry, there will be no biological cause that explains the extent of the symptom. Now, first is somatic symptom disorder. Somatic symptom disorder can be characterized by allergies, frequent fainting or other medical symptoms. Okay, because of the person is always complaining about the symptoms, what will happen? The person will frequently visit the doctor. When a person goes to a doctor and he is having a symptom, then what will doctor do? Doctor will give medicines and will get him to do for the test, ask him for the test, medical test. Okay, so he will have lots of case study history. Okay, he will be dependent on medicines and he will be obsessed with physical health. एक सिम्टम का क्योर होता है और वो दूसरे पे पहुंच जाता है. आज छाती में दर्द है तो कल पैरों में दर्द हो गया, आज ब्रेथलेसनेस हो रही है तो कल चोकिंग की फीलिंग हो रही है. A person can feel any kind of a symptom, and because of that, frequent visits to doctor, more medicines, more case studies, and the person is dependent on the medicines. Next is illness anxiety disorder. Illness होने की anxiety. Simple form. Okay, the person is obsessed with the persistent belief that he or she is suffering from serious illness. A person believes that he or she is suffering from serious illness, despite the assurance by the experts. And who are experts in the medical field? Doctors. So, if a person is having a belief that he is suffering from cancer, he will go to a cancer specialist, and if the cancer specialist will show the reports that your reports are normal, and then also the person will say that he doesn't know anything, he doesn't know that I am suffering from this and this. So, this is a great condition, problematic condition, because he will not be able to live his life normally. It is very important that he has a peace of mind so that he can live properly. Here a person is taking medicines and he is able to live. Okay, he can do his work. Here there is a persistent belief and that is not explained. And due to this, because he do not agree with the patient, doctors and other things, he will have this worry inside him that he is suffering from certain disease. Last is conversion disorder. Conversion disorder means that there is a loss of any body organ, body functioning. For example, a person can have a blindness, temporary blindness. It can cause after a trauma. You have been a witness of some kind of a thing that you should not have been, you should not be there, and you should not have been seeing those things. Okay, it causes us so much of a distress that a person is unable to overcome it, and he states that he is blinded. And the doctor says that there is no medical cause. That doesn't mean that he is able to see. He is not able to see. He is not able, if he is having a paralysis, then he is not able to move his limbs. Okay, the condition is real, but there is no explanation behind it. Okay, so this preoccupation, this concern in the somatic symptom disorder leads to the poor functioning of an individual, and it causes distress and it causes lots of problems for an individual.